Good morning, Atkinson Elementary Plan team. Welcome to your Personalized Learning Action Network Design Day. This video will just go over kind of the agenda for the day and walk you through every step. We have you guys working on learner agency. That's one of the areas you identified that you wanted to dive into today. And it was the most comprehensive area, so that's why we kind of went that direction for you guys. This Pathway Around Learner Agency was developed just for you by Joe and myself. Here's our agenda for the day. All the times we have listed on the right side in parentheses here are totally suggestions. Today is designed to be largely self-paced, so it's really important that you identify a timekeeper to help everyone stay on track. We have some elements of inspiration for you guys, and we don't want you to get down a rabbit hole there, so the timekeeper is really important. Make sure you've got plenty of time for design and application. And then our WOOP, we'll get to that later, but that's our deliverable. So it's really important that you have a scribe to capture your work and plans from the day. We're going to root ourselves in the personalized learning rubric check-in. We're looking at the component of learner agency. So we've got phase 2 and 3 of that rubric here. Phase 2 is all around learners setting their own academic and non-academic goals. And then phase 3 is all about opportunities for input. How often do kids have to make meaningful decisions about their learning experiences? So we've blown each of those pieces of the rubric up so you can see some observables here on the bulleted list to help identify where you or your team might be on the rubric. And once you identify where you are on the rubric, kind of keep that in mind so that when we design, we're going to design to push ourselves to the next level. So wherever you are on the rubric, the next level is your goal. So kind of keep that in mind. After we root ourselves in the rubric, then Joe and I put together some inspiration, some ideas and resources for you guys around learner agency. So we'll jump into those real quick. So first we've got chapter 2 and 3 from How to Personalize Learning. There's some discussion questions here, and this, kind of like the rubric, is really to kind of root you in the why around learner agency, what it could look like at each stage of the lesson, and some resources to get you started there. Our next piece of inspiration is all around Genius Hour and passion projects. These are great ways for learners to have agency over their learning. We've got an intro video here that's very short, a slide deck that gives you an overview of how you might roll this out with a suggested structure. Of course, that's suggested. Each step in the structure is necessary in some form or fashion, but the time that you allot for each of those things and how you roll that out is totally up to you. We've got some resources and templates and then some examples from right here in JCPS. Our next piece of inspiration is all around learner profiles. I know you guys dabbled in learner profiles, and these resources, of course, are about designing those, but also about bringing those to life. How do we make sure kids reflect on those and update and monitor those and really own those? How do we make sure those are living documents? And then we've got some must-do, may-do list examples so students can have some choice and some agency over how and when they work on things. We have an overview, and then I'll share a live Google Keep version with you later on today. I have a picture of it here, but it's not live. The live version, you can see a lot more functionality in the live version. And then a really comprehensive strategy for bringing learner agency into your classroom is student-led conferences. And I know this goes right along with what you guys are doing with Leader and Me. We've got a kindergarten example, an introductory slide deck, and then a ton of resources to get you started. These are great ways for kids to talk about their learner profile, or not. You don't have to have a learner profile to do student-led conferences. It's a great way for kids to talk about their data, to show off their artifacts, and really kind of practice a defense. So we wanted to make sure we put those resources there in for you guys. After inspiration, then we'll get to choice and application, some team design time. We have 3 options here. The first is to continue work with the learner profile. The important part here is an action plan that includes how the learners will complete, but not only complete, monitor and reflect on their learner profile, and how this learner profile will inform your instructional design and the choices that learners are offered. The next option for application is to design a Genius Hour or Passion project. And thirdly, design a proposal to launch student-led conferences at your school, in your grade level, or in just your classroom. And that would include a timeline, implementation plan, maybe some supporting documents, that kind of thing. Next, we've got some individual learning and design time. You can choose to go as a team to any one of these 3 sessions, or you can go by yourself, totally up to you. And then we'll eat lunch. And when we get back from lunch, we'll have some time to kind of put it all together, firming up our plan from team design time and integrating any new learning or ideas from our individual learning time. Next, we're going to give you guys some time to work on your deliverable, the WOOP. The WOOP has 4 parts: a wish, an outcome, an obstacle, and a plan. The plan you probably completed earlier, but here is some time for you to firm that up. And then the other parts, what do you wish for in your plan? What's the outcome that you're trying to reach? And then what's an obstacle you might face, and how might you anticipate and pre-correct that? And then again, an overview of your plan. We'll have an opportunity for everyone to share out with the rest of the group. So scribes, make sure that you're capturing feedback on your plan. And then finally, we have some reflection time to wrap up and solidify our learning for the day. All right, well, that's it. Go ahead and get started, team, and Joe and I will be around to help with whatever you might need. Happy learning.